Students, welcome once again to the Owl Academy of Education. Today we are going to start chapter 5 of ICSE class 7th chemistry, that is language of chemistry, right? In our earlier video you have done chapter 4 which was regarding atomic structure. Now we are moving to chapter 5 which is regarding chemical reactions, right? In the background you can understand that chemistry involves the study of a large number of elements and compounds, right students, which can be represented by their symbols and formulae, as we have done in lesson 4 atomic structure. We have done their chemical formulae, symbols, right, their valency, their atomicity, etc. in the lesson 4. Now in addition to it, chemistry also involves the occurrence of large number of chemical reactions that are written in the form of equations, which we called them as chemical reaction or chemical equations, right? Now what is a chemical reaction? It is a representation of a chemical change with respect to symbols and formulae of different compounds. Definition is simple. It is a representation of chemical change with respect to symbols and formulae of different compounds. Its example we will take later on. First of all, we should know about the basic things involved in a chemical reactions, right? Now in a chemical reactions there are two types of compounds that are called reactants and products. Reactants, the compounds that take part in a chemical reaction, they are called the reactants. They are written on the left hand side of the equation, right? And similarly the compounds that are formed as a result of chemical reaction, they are called products. They are written on the right hand side of the equation. In the 4th chapter we have written some reactions also. There you have seen that reactants and products are separated by an arrow, right? An arrow, in simple language it is an arrow, but in the language of chemistry it means react to yield. Something has reacted to yield something. This is the meaning of this arrow, right students? Arrow means react to yield. Reactant means which are written on left hand side of the equations and that take part in a chemical reaction. Products are written on the right hand side of the equation or right hand side of the arrow. Left hand side are reactants, right hand side are products, right? Now you have also seen something more in a chemical reaction, that is sign of plus. What you have seen? That you have seen the sign of plus. What does this plus sign means? Plus sign means and. Its meaning is and in the chemistry, right? And the arrow the arrow we write in a chemical reaction also indicates direction of direction of reaction. Right? Now if we take example of a chemical equation, if I write example of a chemical equation, if I don't know the formulas, the symbols, I will write, suppose, a simple equation between hydrochloric acid and sodium chloride. Right? In a layman's language, I will write it as this: hydrochloric acid plus sodium that are going to yield sodium plus water. Now in a chemical language, if I start it as here, these are called reactants that are going to yield products after their chemical reaction. Arrow means react to yield, plus means hydrochloric acid and sodium are going to give us sodium and water. Right? This is the meaning. Right? Now if I take their formulas, I will read. Hydrochloric is represented by HCl, you have seen in the earlier lesson. Now sodium, I will write here as sodium hydroxide. Right? Here we will get sodium chloride and water. Now I write the formula hydrochloric as HCl and sodium hydroxide as NaOH. N means sodium, OH means hydroxide. Right? You have seen in the lesson 4th. Now they are going to give me sodium chloride, NaCl, plus water. Water, as you know, formula of water is H2O. Symbol of water is H2O. Right? So these written in the left hand side are reactants. They are reactants. These written in the right hand side are products. Right, students? HCl and NaOH means sodium hydroxide are giving us sodium chloride and water. So this is a complete chemical reaction, chemical equation, which you are seeing here. Right? And these are reactants and products in a chemical equation must be written in a molecular form. Right? In the form of molecules. Atoms are, we don't write them as atom because atoms are unstable. Right, students? Now as you know, we write oxygen as O2, not as 2O. This is correct, this is wrong, because atoms are, if we write here, this means 2 atoms of oxygen. If we write 2 here, this means 2 molecules of oxygen. Right? This has done earlier in lesson 4. Now students, if we Now one word you should also know, we have written chemical reaction. Now a chemical equation. Now you should also know about word equation. What is a word equation? The equation in which reactants and products are written in word form. That means in words, that is their names, not symbols, names. Suppose I write iron plus sulfur, this is giving me iron sulfide. So if I don't write their symbols and only writes their name in words, it is called word equation. Right? Now if I write it molecular equation, if I write their symbols, iron means Fe, sulfur means S, they are going to give us FeS, sulfur iron sulfide. So it is represented by their symbols. This is called molecular equation. Right? Now next we are going to do another important thing in chemical equations, that is balancing of chemical equation. Right? Balancing of chemical equation. Right? So what is this balancing of equation? We can write it as the process of equalizing to make equal the atoms of each type on the left hand side. They are called reactant, and right hand side they are called as products of an equation is called balancing of chemical equation. Right? So how they are made equal? The number of atoms of reactants and products are made equal to satisfy law of conservation, CRVA of mass, which we will read in the next higher classes, conservation of mass. Right? What does for your knowledge, this law states that matter can neither be created nor destroyed, but can be converted from one form another. How we can convert? Through chemical equation, right? For this conservation of mass, we to satisfying this law, we do the balancing of chemical equation, that is by equalizing the atoms of each type on the left hand side, that is reactant side, and right hand side, that is product side of an equation, right? So when we said when can we say that an equation is balanced? Then when number of atoms of various elements on right hand side are equal to number of atoms of elements or compounds on left hand side, right? So when both sides, if here are 8, they should also be 8. If here are 10, they should also be 10 in total. Now we are moving to how to balance a chemical equation or chemical reaction. How to balance a chemical reaction. This is our next topic. Now students, you should know a basic thing, that is whenever a chemical reaction takes place, there is no loss or gain of atoms during a chemical reaction. There is no loss or gain of atoms during a chemical reaction. Then what happens? Only rearrangement of atoms takes place. There is no loss or gain of atoms during a chemical reaction. Only rearrangement of atoms takes place. How it takes place? By keeping the total number of atoms the same on both sides, right? So this is called balancing of reaction. Now we would do some steps to balance the chemical reaction. So this is the crux of the lesson, students. What all we are seeing here. So how to balance the reaction? So step 1, I will write the molecular equation. Suppose I want to combine iron with oxygen. In general, I am going to get what? Fe2O3, right? Fe2O3, right? Now in the step second, we are saying we will write it as again in the same way, Fe2O3. What we are seeing here? Only one atom of iron. What we are seeing here? Two atoms of oxygen. Now on combining, we are getting two atoms of iron. And three atoms of oxygen. Right, students? Now in this whole process, as we know, molecular form of oxygen is O2, right? In this whole process, we will see any odd number of atoms of that element which exist in molecular form is present. So we are saying that the oxygen exists as O2, right? But here we are seeing O3. So this is the main point which balances our equation, right? Here oxygen in the product side has 3 atoms, whereas it otherwise exists with 2 atoms, that is O2. So this is, we have seen here. Now in the third step, we are going to make base of this O2, that is here there are O3 but it exists as O2, right? Now in the third step, we will balance with this point Fe plus O2. 2 atoms of natural form O2 we have find out here. We will write them as 2 Fe2O3. Now how we will count the atoms? 2 to the 4, that is 4 atoms of Fe of iron. 2 to the 4, 2 3 ja 6 atoms of oxygen. We have got 4 atoms of iron and 6 atoms of oxygen. Now this is our product side has become balanced. Now on the basis of this, we will make this side, reactant side, balanced. Now we have 2 to the 4 iron, here only 1, so we will make them 4 by multiplying with 4. Here 2 3 the 6, we have 6 oxygen atoms. here we are 2, so we will multiply by 3 by making it 6. 3 2 ja 6. Now here we are having 4 atoms of iron, here we are also having 4 atoms of iron. Now 3 2 ja 6 atoms of oxygen, 2 3 ja 6 atoms of oxygen. So our equation has been balanced, right? Now we will take another example for clearing this fact. So if we get another example, phosphorus plus oxygen, phosphorus pentoxide, penta means 5, right? Phosphorus symbol is 5, oxygen is, you know, phosphorus pentoxide means P2O5, pentaoxide, right? Now what we are seeing, one atom of phosphorus and 2 atoms of oxygen. Here we are getting 2 atoms of phosphorus and 5 atoms of oxygen. So here is only one atom, here are 2 atoms of phosphorus, here are 2 atoms, and unbalanced equation. We have to make it balance. So we will see any odd product side in any odd in the product side. So we are seeing as oxygen, right? Here oxygen is having 5, but naturally it occurs as O2. So we will make this as our base. Now P plus O2, we will multiply this P2O5, this will remain, we will multiply this P2O5 with 2. Now here 4 atoms of phosphorus, 2 2 ja 4, 2 5 ja 10 atoms of oxygen, right? So from here we will make this side equal 2 2 ja 4. Now we will write 4. This oxygen is 2 5 ja 10, here we are 2 2 5 ja 10, 5. So 4p, 2 2 ja 4p, 5 2 ja 10, 5 2 ja 10, right? 4 phosphorus, 10 oxygen, 4 phosphorus, 10 oxygen, right? So our equation has gone balanced from unbalanced to balanced. Now students, next we will move on to some other example. Suppose I write another example, potassium chlorate when broken down it gives potassium chloride plus oxygen. So formula of potassium chlorate is KClO3. It gives us potassium chloride KCl. K means potassium, Cl means chlorine. From that we get potassium chloride plus oxygen. Now here one potassium atom, one chloride atom, one potassium, atom, 1 this chloride atom, and 3 are oxygen atom. Now here 1 potassium atom, 1 chlorine atom, right, and 2 atoms of oxygen, right students. Now you can see that here 1 potassium, 1 chloride, 1 chloride ना लिखो, not right, chlorine लिखो, 1 chlorine. Now 3 oxygen atoms, here there are only 2, so this is unbalanced, we have to balance them, right. So again, which is odd, one of them is oxygen, right, and here because this is O3, it exists as O2, right. The second one is chlorine. So how we will now balance it? By here 1 potassium, 1 chlorine, 3 oxygen, right. 1 potassium, 1 chlorine, 3 oxygen. If I put it here 2 KClO3, so 3 to ja, this means 2 potassium, 2 chlorine and 6 oxygen atom. What are become? 2 potassium, 2 chlorine, 3 to ja 6. Now here this side, here also there is 1 potassium, we will make it 2, there is 1 chlorine, we make it 2 by putting 2. Now 2 potassium, 2 chlorine atoms, right. Here now O2, this is 3 to ja 6, so we will make this 6 of these 2 by putting 3. Now 2 potassium, 2 potassium, 2 chlorine equal 6 oxygen, 2 to 3 are 6 oxygen in reactant side, 3 to just 6 in product side. So this was our balancing of chemical reaction. Alright students, now we will move on to what is a chemical reaction. We have done chemical equation, the same is chemical reaction. Here definition changes a little bit. A chemical reaction is said to be take place when two old matter when the old matter transforms into a new substance or substances, right. Old matter is on the left hand side and the new matter is on the right hand side. So this chemical reaction is or are of two types. Number one, synthesizing reactions. Number second, decomposition reaction. Number third, simple displacement reactions. And number four are double decomposition reactions. Here in this class you will be reading about only outline of these reactions. In the deeper sense you will go in the higher classes, read in the higher classes. So first of all is synthesizing reactions, or we may call it as combination reactions. Here as its name is reflecting, when combination means when two or more substances combine together to form a single product. Simplest example is 2H2 plus O2, 2H2O. Balancing can be seen 2 to the 4 hydrogen, 2 to the 4 hydrogen, 2 oxygen, 2 oxygen, right. Formation of carbon dioxide, carbon plus oxygen, carbon dioxide. Magnesium plus nitrogen, magnesium nitride, Mg3N2. Zinc plus S, zinc plus sulfur, zinc sulfide. So these are combination reactions or synthesizing reaction, because one product is synthesizing here, is formed here with two substances. Now second one is decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction, when a bigger compound breaks into two or more simpler substances, they are called decomposition reactions. As their name is reflecting, decompose means something is decomposing. For example, when we decompose water, we get hydrogen and oxygen, right? So these are decomposition reactions. When we decompose potassium chlorate, 3 chlorate, we get potassium chloride and oxygen. Similar way, we decompose copper carbonate, we heat copper carbonate, triangle means heat, we get copper oxide CO and carbon dioxide CO2, right students? Number third one is simple displacement reaction. When one element displaces, as its name is reflecting simple displacement, when one element displaces, move out another element from a compound and it takes its place, it is called simple displacement reaction. Example is magnesium plus hydrochloric acid, we get magnesium chloride and hydrogen. Here what has happened, here what has happened with magnesium has displaced 2H as hydrogen gas in the atmosphere. 2H, this arrow means atmospheric gas, and its product has become MgCl2. One element has displaced another. Magnesium has displaced hydrogen, right? We get MgCl2. Here also iron plus CuSO4 means copper sulfate, copper and sulfate ion. Here iron has displaced copper, we get FeSO4. Iron has taken place of copper, FeSO4. Similar way, sodium plus silver nitrate, sodium has displaced silver, we get silver here, and sodium nitrate NaNO3, right? In the similar way, double displacement, double decomposition reaction, या double displacement reaction. So in this double displacement reaction, when two substances react by exchanging their radicals, plus and minus, having valency in plus and minus, they are, when two substances react by exchanging their radicals, only radicals are exchanged, right? Here NaOH, example is NaOH, sodium hydroxide. Here OH is negative, sodium is positive, Na positive, OH negative. They are radicals combining with HCl, H positive, chloride negative, right? So here what has happened, this sodium Na has moved the negative ion of this negative radical of this hydrochloric acid, we get NaCl, sodium chloride, NaCl combined with plus has combined with minus, and water has gone out. Similar way, NaCl plus HNO3, silver, NaCl means silver chloride plus HNO3 nitric acid. Here sodium is positive and chloride is negative. Here H is positive and NO3 is nitrate is negative. So here also sodium has taken place of this H and combined with this negative radical to make NaNO3, that is sodium nitrate, and hydrochloric acid has a byproduct. Right students, so this was the chapter about chemical reactions. Please go through it. If you have any doubt, you can come to comment section of our channel and ask any doubt, clear your any doubt, right? So this was all about chemical reactions. With this you can do your exercise questions given in the end of the chapter. If you have any problem, you can ask us by visiting comment section of our channel. So if you have understood this lesson well, please comment, like and share, and get our channel subscribed by other students, your other friends also, so that they can also be helped, right, in doing their homework in understanding chemistry. So it's goodbye from us. We will meet in the next video with some other chapter of your chemistry. Thanks. Goodbye.